every revolution or every political movement or any kind of change, and having someone, okay, CIA, which is fucking for you to call me CIA when you know I'm not.
Everything was politicized. It was, oh, this is when we became the left versus the right. But both sides are trash. In COVID,
his own thing. So it seems to be that money's the issue, that like we're using money and that's how politics is being pushed. Because now we've seen what someone does when they use their own money and it doesn't seem to be a solution. So I feel like we take money out of politics, we'll have a much better political system.
Politician, you think they're gonna come out and tell me the truth? They was lying to my mama. They ain't gonna never tell us.
So everybody, we look at certain things just because, oh, this happens in the hood or we see this every day. All the way up. These people were speaking truth. King, we could talk X, we could talk it all. They were speaking truth.
What's going on in anyone's mind, but let's take it as a given that Gray's argument is true, that the argument to not have ID is that it would be discriminatory versus certain socioeconomic brackets or something. It's like
the world's greatest trial run of what people will do and what people won't do. And we are the only country on the planet that really fought against the government. A lot of it,
because you focus on 80-20 issues. I'm looking at the Epstein issue as we have 80% of the information we need to prosecute these people that actually did anything, but you're focusing on the 20% trying to take down Donald Trump, which you're never going to get. So I'm going to keep sitting here with a smug-ass face on every single day.
I'll explain. Good question. I'll give you the answer. The Republican Party constantly talks about transgenders and transgender surgery to minors.
I'm mostly on the left, ideologically, but I don't associate with the Democrats because they're not ideologically on the left. The Democrats are clowns, and they're also losers.
About to be any engaging conversation. It's not about to be any discourse about different political ideologies, what works and what doesn't. If that is the outcome, right? For example, I'm not going to go and just put myself in the middle of a KKK rally.
Verify me, not a fucking Fed. They always do this. I'll say this, right? But they did the same thing to Nick. We've seen the video. They'll call people who are genuine and authentic Feds because
the interesting thing to me is that the ones that claim that they believe the Constitution are now trampling the Constitution. The ones that said they believed in the First Amendment, the freedom of speech, right, are now going against the freedom of speech.
leadership perspective.
They don't have no plan. They don't ever talk about nothing positive about the Democrat Party. Everything is just anti-Trump. They're not willing to have a conversation. They call us fascists. We willing to have a conversation. Charlie Kirk's willing to have a conversation.
At the top of any US dollar bill, you'll see this. That's because even though the bill may have come from the Treasury, the Federal Reserve is who actually distributes it.
They're the ones that's charged with managing the currency in circulation in our economy.
In other words, they can kind of print money.
Money printer go brr, right? That was a popular meme in 2020 when the Fed was creating money out of thin air.
The Federal Reserve is in many ways in charge of the US economy. As a former chairman once said, they're the economy's chaperone who has ordered the punch bowl removed just when the party was really warming up. Which means they know their decisions, like raising interest rates, aren't always popular.
The Fed is just this poorly understood and really important institution in our country. It's important for people to know what's going on in the economy. They should understand why we have the Fed, why it does what it does, and what role it plays in the country.
So let's explain. How did the Fed get put in charge of the punch? The Fed as we know it has evolved over time after responses to financial crises gave it more and more responsibility. So let's start with why the Fed was created in the first place. In the early 1900s, bank runs were pretty common. If a bank, a private business, went out of business, that meant everyone lost their deposits. Fearful, people would run to their healthy bank to withdraw their money. Only banks didn't keep that much cash handy, so they'd fail, causing more people to fearfully run to their bank. And back then, there was nowhere for these banks to get more cash to stop these runs. After a large run in 1907, wealthy bankers like J.P. Morgan put up their own money to essentially bail them out.
After that panic in 1907, business and political leaders got together and said maybe this isn't the best way to run a modern economy, to rely on a few wealthy individuals doing the right thing in a time of crisis. And so discussions began about creating a central bank, or what became the Federal Reserve System.
In 1913, the Federal Reserve was created to be the United States central banking system, basically a bank for banks. It's 12 separate Federal Reserve banks set up all across the country.
You had a lot of distrust still in the country over having one bank. The idea was that it might be too powerful. So you could go to different parts of the country and say, well, the power won't be in New York, it won't be in Washington, it'll be here. There'll be a bank in Atlanta, there'll be a bank in Kansas City, there'll be a bank in San Francisco and Minneapolis.
And 2 in Missouri.
There was a senator from Missouri who was instrumental in creating the Federal Reserve System, and lo and behold, there's a Fed bank in St. Louis and in Kansas City.
The idea was they would each represent different regions of the country and would independently set their own policies and interest rates on the money banks would keep with them. There was also a president put in charge of each bank. Then, the Great Depression hit. It's widely agreed by historians that the Federal Reserve Bank's inaction and them keeping the circulation of money and lending too tight made the Depression worse. And by widely agreed, nearly a century later, a Fed governor said, "We did it."
There were concerns even before the Great Depression that the political compromise that had been
Disclaimer.
necessary.
The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Described him as one of the most dangerous men on the face of the earth.
Welcome to the Man Cave. Welcome to the Man Cave. I'm Gray Mars.
It's Mia.
I'm Doc.
I'm Skeptic.
So yeah, that clip was boring, but I wanted to give some backstory on what the Fed is and how the Fed was created. So, I mean, you guys are all here. Are we all familiar with the Fed? Does anyone not know what the Fed is? Everyone knows. Skeptic, you want to give us a synopsis on what the Fed is?
Yeah, I think when people think about like printing money, we say the verbiage for it now is like quantitative easing. When the federal government now they use electronic, they use this way to like have money put out electronically. It's not so much so physically printing, which I think sometimes can be a little bit like hard to understand. But the Federal Reserve basically, they analyze the economy and they continue to push forward a stable economy, right? So quantitative easing would mean that they're printing more money, which is going to bring down the purchasing power of the dollar. And when they print more money, they tend to lower interest rates because they want people to borrow more money, because we're going to have more money into circulation. But when they start quantitative tightening, which means that they're taking this extra money out of circulation, what happens is you see an increase of inflation. It's like the opposite to what inflation does, but it makes things more expensive because now you're removing this extra amount of dollars, right? And majority of the time when they do this, they raise the interest rates, which is what we had seen under the Biden administration. We had seen this tightening of the dollar. We had seen kind of like things being more expensive, and people didn't understand the interest rates were going up, right? They weren't going down.
So Jerome Powell is basically being considered to be under criminal investigation by the DOJ, and this is what he had to say.
Good evening. On Friday, the Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas, threatening a criminal indictment related to my testimony before the Senate Banking Committee last June. That testimony concerned in part a multi-year project to renovate historic Federal Reserve office buildings. I have deep respect for the rule of law and for accountability in our democracy. No one, certainly not the chair of the Federal Reserve, is above the law. But this unprecedented action should be seen in the broader context of the administration's threats and ongoing pressure. This new threat is not about my testimony last June or about the renovation of the Federal Reserve buildings. It is not about Congress's oversight role. The Fed, through testimony and other public disclosures, made every effort to keep Congress informed about the renovation project. Those are pretexts. The threat of criminal charges is a consequence of the Federal Reserve setting interest rates based on our best assessment of what will serve the public, rather than following the preferences of the president. This is about whether the Fed will be able to continue to set interest rates based on evidence and economic conditions, or whether instead monetary policy will be directed by political pressure or intimidation. I have served at the Federal Reserve under 4 administrations, Republicans and Democrats alike. In every case, I have carried out my duties without political fear or favor, focused solely on our mandate of price stability and maximum employment. Public service sometimes requires standing firm in the face of threats. I will continue to do the job the Senate confirmed me to do, with integrity and a commitment to serving the American people. Thank you.
So Mia, you said you didn't hear about it, but seeing that at face value, do you feel like he should be getting investigated?
No, it's a very classic mafia move. If you don't do what I want you to do, I'm going to strong arm you. I'm going to throw you in jail. I'm going to threaten you. I can think of 20 Somalians that need to be investigated and arrested by the DOJ right now. Why are they not going after real criminals? We have $8 billion missing in one state, allegedly $500 million missing in another. We have a Medicaid thing going on in my own home state of Maine right now, where they were legitimately stealing money from shooting victims from Lewiston. One of the largest mass shootings in American history happened in my own home state, and that money went to Somalians who obviously were not implicated, or nor were they shot in Lewiston at that time. So why are we not going after real criminals? Like, that's my thing. Why are we not going after real criminals?
Makes sense. So people are saying this is a political move. I'll play this clip from the news.
Prosecutors have opened a criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell and the renovation of the Fed's Washington headquarters. The move marks a significant escalation into President Trump's feud with Powell. In a video statement, the Fed chair argued the investigation has nothing to do with renovations. Now, President Trump said in an interview with NBC News last night that he doesn't know anything about the investigation, but that Powell is, quote, certainly not very good at the Fed. Senator Warner, you're also a member of the Banking Committee. How do you see this playing out, and how does it fit into everything we're talking about?
Well, it fits into the Trump theory of chaos. Throw as much stuff at the wall as you can. I agree with Tom Tillis. I think this is a direct attack on the Fed. Jerome Powell is known as a pretty calm guy. The fact that he launched such a strong response, and we'll see what the markets react. How much more just kind of over-the-top, non-normal behavior before our whole system starts to break down? We've got ice in streets across America. We've got our country stretched in 6 different nations, our military stretched. We've got potentially blowing up NATO, and now the independence of the Fed. I just hope and pray that more of my Republican partners will find their spine and be willing to speak up. I give Tom Tillis credit. Let's see how many more join and say the independence of the Fed needs to be maintained.
And Senator, the statement from Chairman Powell last night, truly remarkable, that he felt the need to do
absolutely
this direct-to-video address the American people.
This is as calm a guy as you can get, and to be straightforward like that, pulling no punches. This is purely a political attack.
Doc, is this a political attack by Trump and the DOJ?
Them Somalians getting to a bag. Damn, man, I ain't know they was getting to it like that. This is for sure a political attack. I think Trump is like infamous for making political attacks. But I think anybody who's been in a position for 4 different administrations and haven't been investigated should be investigated. I mean, you don't know what he's done the last 20 years to say that, all of these people in the government are doing crazy things behind the scenes and with the money. So if somebody's been in here for 4 different administrations, what is maybe 20 plus years in charge of the Fed, I don't see nothing wrong with him investigating them. Maybe Trump is investigating them for the wrong reasons, personal reasons, but I think anybody who's been in position, all these senators, all of these, governors and all these people who be in offices long, all of them should be investigated because all of them are doing something that doesn't benefit the American people.
So some people are trying to say that the Fed is going to now be using crypto.
Wait, hold up. Is Trump about to end the Federal Reserve? Let's get into it. Because it's just been reported that the Federal Reserve Chair, Jerome Powell, is now under criminal investigation. So in short, this is from last summer where Jerome Powell met with Congress to get a budget approved for the renovations for the Federal Reserve. But Trump says, not so fast, you're cooking the books, which has now led to a full-blown investigation.
On Friday, the Department of Justice served the Federal Reserve with grand jury subpoenas, threatening a criminal indictment related to my testimony before the Senate Banking Committee.
What a time to be alive. You guys, if the Fed goes down, we are reshaping the face of America and the entire financial system as we know it. And it's already starting to take shape because Trump also says the credit card companies will be in violation of the law if they charge over 10% interest rates starting January 20th. And you guys, mind you, the current average credit card interest rate right now is 20 to 21%, and that's with a 700 credit score. But it doesn't stop there. So Trump also said he is banning all these major financial institutions from buying up homes. So like BlackRock, Vanguard, State Street, they buy up blocks of homes and re-rent them back to you at a premium. Which he states here, I'm immediately taking steps to ban large institutional investors from buying up single-family homes, and I will be calling on Congress to codify it. I mean, the fact that over 80% of millionaires in America are made from real estate doesn't seem like a bad idea. And the fact that this guy who tried to take out Trump that one time, Thomas Matthew Crooks, was actually in a BlackRock commercial. So there's that. Now, if the Fed does end in the near future, it's just another telltale sign like this is a telltale sign because just quietly, Wells Fargo has just purchased $383 million worth of Bitcoin. But nobody knew. Then Bitcoin starts to take off, like now. Then the SEC removes crypto from its 2026 risk list. Are we seeing a trend yet? I'll say it once and I'll say it again. Don't get left behind because the new system is here. Make sure you guys hit up my YouTube, The Maverick Approach, but let me know what you guys think about all this.
All right, Mia, you represented the left last week. Now you represent the right. Is this a good thing? Because all the people out here say F the Fed are all on the right.
I don't know them. I don't know them. It just seems like Jerome Powell seems to be some like elderly accountant that probably wished he would have retired before Trump took office. That's all I see. I mean, our current financial system as it stands is decrepit and we're broke. Nobody's buying our bonds. Nobody believes that we can pay off our debt. Our debt is too much anyways. There's not enough oil on the planet that would help us secure the payment of like $39 trillion. And we just keep adding more year after year after year. So, I mean, at this point in time, it stands to reason that we have to set our sights on something else. So crypto is probably it.
So this is the clip of what Trump is saying that Jerome Powell lied about the renovations.
It went up a little bit, or a lot. So the 2.7 is now 3.1.
I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it just came out.
Yeah, I haven't heard that from anybody at the Fed.
Yeah, it just came out.
Our notes had it about 3.1 as well.
3.1,
3.2.
This came from us?
Yes. I don't know who does that.
You're including the Martin renovation. You just added.
Our entire capital.
Yeah, you just added in a third building is what that is. That's a third building,
Well,
including
no,
the
but
Martin building.
it's a building that's being built.
No, it was built 5 years ago. We finished Martin 5 years ago.
It's part of the overall work.
But it's
So,
not new.
So we're going to take a look. We're going to see what's happening, and it's got a long way. Do you expect any more additional cost overruns?
He literally looks like
Don't
he wished
expect
he
them.
would have retired.
We're ready for them.
I guarantee you, he's standing
we have
there
a little bit
thinking,
of a
"I'm gonna
reserve that
fucking
we may
retire."
use, but no, we don't. We expect to be finished in 2027. We're well along, as you can see.
Nice to take these off every once in a while when we're not in.
So, Doc, does that clip make you feel like Jerome is guilty?
Nah, he remind me of the old dude from The Incredibles. You know what I'm saying? Do you know why I'm not happy, Bob? Your people know the inner workings of insurer care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but nah, he looked like he was very like he knew the numbers. So when he threw out a number that kind of caught him off guard, this dude was very aware of the numbers, and that's kind of how that back and forth transpired. He didn't. That's probably why he's being investigated, even though I think he should. You know, he's been in a position so long, but he went back and forth with Trump, and Trump didn't seem like he wanted the back and forth, and he seemed like he was putting out information that wasn't completely accurate, and the guy wasn't willing to let that stand. You know what I'm saying? So if you go with Trump, we already know Trump like them dudes who tell him yes, sir, and accept it, you know, at face value and move on. So this was going to be a problem, but I mean, I guess it is what it is.
So let's see what the polls saying. Are people on Trump's side or Jerome Powell's side?
Powell talks about Fed independence, right? How important do the American people think that is?
Very, very. And I'll just say, to quote the movie Tootsie, this is one nutty hospital, this back and forth. My goodness gracious. They think it's incredibly important that the Fed acts independently of Donald Trump, and they think it's best for the economy. We're talking about more than 2/3 of adults, 68%, 91% of Democrats, 75% of independents, and even 41%, 2/5 of Trump's base thinks it's important that the Fed acts independently of Trump for the best of the economy. So when you get 41% of Republicans and 91% of Democrats agreeing on something with 75% of independents, you know it is a popular position. The bottom line is the American people vigorously disagree with the President of the United States on this. They want a Fed that acts independently of him because they think it's best for the economy.
So the Trump administration very clearly, to an extent, picking a fight with Jerome Powell, a clear political fight, which has been in play for months, and now perhaps a legal fight as well. Who do the American people sort of pick in that fight?
Donald Trump is losing the political fight to Jerome Powell. I mean, you could just see it right here. Net approval rating per Gallup in December. Trump comes in at negative 23 points on the net approval rating. Way, way, way underwater. Jerome Powell, not the most popular guy in the world, but at minus 3 points, he's actually the most popular guy that Gallup polled of any of the politicians, any of the folks in government. He is far more popular than Donald Trump.
When it comes about the economy in general, how's the president doing now?
Yeah, I think this is, of course, a big portion of it, right? It's not just about the cuts. It's also about the economy. And you look at Donald Trump's net approval rating on the economy. He started off at plus 6 points. You go back a year ago, that was the reason why he won a second term in the White House. Look at this now. He is now 19 points underwater, swimming in the deep blue sea. That is a drop, John, of what, 25 points in just a year's time.
President Trump has made crystal clear that he wants lower interest rates. You know, the Fed chair, Jerome Powell, is suggesting this entire criminal investigation is over the president's desire to get lower interest rates. What do the prediction markets think about whether they will get lower interest rates?
No, it's not going to work for Donald Trump. Take a look here. The chance that the Fed Reserve maintains interest rates in January, 94%, despite the threats from Donald Trump. It seems that Jerome Powell, the prediction markets think, will hold his ground along with the rest of the Fed.
All right, a lot going on. Congratulations.
Skeptic, do these polls matter? Should the Fed stay independent?
I think it matters for like the overall sentiment of the country, but I think this is a regime for sure. And I think like I worked in finance. My majority of my career has been in finance, and I've worked before where we have found a discrepancy that was wrong, and somebody got fired, a CFO got fired, right? Because they spend money that they weren't supposed to. So when you work in finance, numbers mean things. Like you go by the number, you don't, you don't go away from it. You have a budget, you stick to it. And like when you're a financial person, you think in that manner. And if you've done it for long enough, someone says something that doesn't make sense, you just like your innate reaction is to correct them and say, no, what you're saying is wrong. Even in meetings, like if you're ever in a corporate meeting and a higher up says something and they're wrong, it like irks you because this is what you do every day for 8 hours. Like your cubicle, all you do is look at numbers and you balance sheets and you're like going back and forth, right? And so I understand his reaction to what Trump was saying. Trump is this type of person who doesn't care to fudge up numbers. Like it means nothing to him. And when you work in finance, like that could deter a lot, like that could ruin a whole budget, right? So for someone to do something like that and to have such low comprehension skills to what he's actually talking about is very infuriating. And also, the fact that he lacks the ability to critically think how this is going to negatively impact the economy, like long term, not short term. He wants instant gratification. He wants low interest rates because all the loans that corporations and his friends, these banks, all the loans that they took out are about to be due. And so those low interest rate loans that they got during COVID-19, they're about to have to refinance, and they're going to have to refinance at a way higher percentage as far as APR goes, right? So he's trying to find this for his friends and for these people that gave him money. And it's not working because he has completely ruined the economy. His tariffs have done nothing positive for the economy. Him fighting these wars with our allies have done absolutely nothing. And he's trying to fix it with these very small minded things, and he's not thinking ahead of time. The dollar, a lot of nations are de-dollarizing, okay? That is a very bad thing for us. I don't know that crypto is going to be the next big thing, but lowering interest rates is going to negatively impact our economy long term. Like, and that's the part that he's not getting, and he doesn't care.
Well, Skeptic, Trump said that Jerome Powell shouldn't be there anyway because it was signed with the Biden auto pen.
We have a lousy Fed chair. And by the way, it looks, you're going to have to check this, please. I just heard it could be that all 4 commissioners in the Fed signed by Biden, including Too Late. You know who Too Late is? Too Late, pal? Jerome Too Late. He's too late with his interest rates for a reason. He's a bad guy. He's not a smart guy, but he's a bad guy. Too Late. Is he going to lower rates a little bit finally? Did you see where Jamie Dimon, respected guy, said, you got to get the rates down, you schmuck, you know? But I hear that the auto pen may have signed those commissions. If they signed those commissions, now maybe I'm wrong, but we're going to check. Have you checked that? Are you hearing it? Who signed it? Did he sign it or did the auto pen sign it? I'm hearing the auto. You know, you can't use the auto pen unless it's very strongly authorized, unless you show you know what the hell you're doing, which is impossible of him to show. So, I don't know. I think it's something we have to look into. They put people there that are not authorized to be there. I know I signed Chris Wright. I signed everything, but I signed Chris Wright. If I gave you an auto pen, they could throw you the hell out of here, Chris. The difference is they would do it, you know? We try and be too nice. No, would you check that, Scott, okay? Because I'm hearing that the auto pen could have signed maybe all 4, but maybe a couple of them. We'll take 2.
The ironic part, Trump also assigned Jerome Powell, which is crazy. He did.
So does the auto pen make it null and void if it's an auto pen? No.
I mean, isn't this a dude who said he served under the last and 4 administrations? So Trump's worked with him before. I think just now, like, I mean, so if you had those complaints for the last 4 years, I could understand it. But I think now a little bit of what Skeptic is saying is probably the truth. Like, I haven't looked into the loans being due and stuff like that, but I'm sure there's some reason for them to be upset because they all look out for each other.
So it's been a slow night. I don't know if any of you guys are Golden Globes fans. Did anybody watch the Golden Globes?
No.
Well, here's what happened.
Babies in upstairs watching. Y'all better be off them damn phones and watching me right now.
Oh my God.
For Renee Nicole Good, who was murdered. So this is for her. This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today. I know I'm one of them. I love this country, and what I'm seeing here happening is not America.
And the award for most editing goes to CBS News. Yes. CBS News, America's newest place to see BS News.
Tayana Taylor.
Oh my God, I almost didn't even write a speech because I didn't think I would. To my brown sisters and little brown girls watching tonight, our softness is not a liability. Our depth is not too much. Our light does not need permission to shine. We belong in every room we walk into. Our voices matter and our dreams deserve space. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you.
Mia, you represent MAGA tonight. How do you feel about seeing the Golden Globes people? What do you think?
So I guess we'll start with Mark Ruffalo. I mean, he literally looks like something out of a movie. He looks like he's from the Capitol. He literally looks like he's out of a fucking movie. These people are crazy. This is what happens when you have excess. Like, these people are so checked out of what ordinary life is. And I'm going to be honest, I'm happy Teyana Taylor won. She seems very happy that she won. It's not groundbreaking. I mean, Negroes been everywhere. We've been winning shit for decades. Like, it's not groundbreaking. I don't understand why she's acting like it's fucking groundbreaking. She's not the first black woman to win a Golden Globe. We are everywhere. I hate this scarcity mindset that they try to inject, that we're not in every room, that we're not innovators, that we're not fucking there. It's like bigotry, and it's almost borderline racist, and I hate it. And that's probably why I don't watch any of this stuff, because I hate the scarcity mindset that they try to inject on the mainstream media. As Black Americans, we are American. We are everywhere. We're in every room. We know we deserve to be there. Shit, bitch, half the time we built the fucking room. So, I mean, why are we acting scarcity mindset? That's what I don't like about these people. And it's all propaganda.
So it gets wilder from there. This is what Wanda Sykes said.
Face, I love you for not being here. No, I love you, Ricky, but because if you win, I get to accept the award on your behalf, and you're going to thank God and the trans community.
Doc, how do you feel about hearing her talk about trans? Wanda Sykes is married to a woman. It's actually a French lady. Do you feel like the Golden Globes is getting too politicized?
I kind of like it when people do it a little bit, like somebody like Mark Ruffalo, because when you get on a stage like that and you say your political opinion, now you are held to the fire to believe in something. You know what I mean? So, like, if that's what he believes in, I like the fact that he would take a stance, because doing it somewhere so publicly could cost him something. And I hate the people who have something to say, or they have an opinion, but they're too afraid to say it because they're scared of what it might cost them. So I kind of like when these people get up there, and if they have an opinion, or if they have a strong side that they believe in, they get in there and share their belief, whether that's Wanda Sykes on the trans community, Mark Ruffalo on ICE, or if that's somebody who get up there and he adamantly supports Donald Trump. You know what I mean? I just like people who realize that, yo, this is what I believe in. I'm willing to stand behind it, even if it might cost me an opportunity, because it could. So I like people just living that way.
Well, I don't know if this will cost me an opportunity, but I didn't like the Sinners movie, but they won something last night.
I just want to thank the audience for showing up. It means the world. This movie was made by hundreds of people. We don't always, when we work in the film business, wear tuxedos and look glammed out. It's usually a grind. You know what I mean? We wearing like performance fishing gear, and we in the swamps, and it was an honor on this movie to know that it was getting a theatrical release. We would remind people every day in the dog days of summer in New Orleans. We would say, hey, big movie, people gonna see this, big theater. We didn't know that they would show up, so we just want to say thank you that they did. It meant the world to us.
Skeptic, you're very pro-black. So how do you feel seeing what's the movie? Sinners. What's the name of the movie?
It's Sinners.
Yeah, Sinners, and basically what what's her name? Tiana Taylor said. What do you think?
I agree, and I do think that representation does matter. Now that I have a daughter, I think even more than ever. My daughter, she was in like the honor roll, and another little girl that looked like her went up there because she was in the all A honor roll, and she like looked at me and was like, "Oh, look, our hair is the same." And I never really understood how much it matters for representation for children. But when they see an example of who they could be and what they could achieve, it does make a difference in a young person's mind. And I will say Sinners is one of the best movies that I've seen. But for the Mark guy why was his pin so tiny? Like, if you're going to stand for something, the lady took 2 to the face. Like, the pin could have been a little bit bigger. I was like, he's like, here's this pin. The pin's like this big. I'm like, all I'm saying is if you're going to stand for something, you might as well go all out. Like, I want to see something that stands out. But I definitely agree. I think that Sinners is, for the amount of, I feel like what they put into it and how many people just like loved it, I feel like it's going to be bigger than what we know. Like in the future, we will look back and be like, that movie was made during my lifetime.
Well, let's talk about a guy who everybody's worried about him taking their girl because they say he got snubbed. So all the ladies love him. Michael B. Jordan.
This is a big category right here. Male actor in a motion picture. This is about to be a big category here. He did a great job. I think The Rock is in this one, right? He may win this one here. I won't lie. One of the best roles The Rock has ever done. I won't lie.
Michael B. Jordan, Sinners.
I would love to see Michael B. I would love. They may give it a Wagner. I'm not gonna lie. They may give it a Wagner or Oscar, but I would love to see it go to Michael B. Jordan. We're gonna see right now.
And the Golden Globe goes to.
See, it's probably gonna be Wagner.
Wagner.
Yeah, I knew it. I haven't seen The Secret Agent. I know it's a good film.
Wagner Mora, this is his second
Wagner,
nomination.
is it Wagner? That's what I did like. I loved him in Narcos. I thought he was an amazing performance for Narcos. He played Pablo Escobar in that film, which is funny because he's a Brazilian. I think he's Brazilian. He's played the most notorious Colombian drug dealer ever as Pablo Escobar. But I mean, of course, I would have loved to see Michael B. Jordan win, but Wagner, he is a very, 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 very good actor.
So let's go around. Let's say whether Michael B. Jordan got snubbed. I don't know what that movie was in, that guy was in, but I did like him in Narcos. I didn't like Sinners. I'm going to say no. Mia, what you think?
I never saw any of them, so honestly, I can't answer. But I guess I'm just going to say he got snubbed because I find him very attractive.
Skeptic, you?
I have to agree because I don't know what movie they're talking about. I did see Pablo Escobar, but I just feel like the acting in Sinners, also like there was this revamp whenever they were in the car and they're leaving to go to like do the music thing. You know that they made all of that up like right then and there. That wasn't even supposed to be in the script for Sinners. So I just feel like, I don't know. To me, I don't see it, but okay.
Doc, was he snubbed?
Nah, I watch a lot of movies. I probably go to the movies every week. My daughter loves to watch movies. Nah, he wasn't snubbed. I even think the dude from Frankenstein had a great role. It's probably the best Frankenstein I've seen done in like my lifetime, probably. So I think anyone could have won it. So I don't think he was snubbed. The dude played an amazing role in pretty much that dude's been playing amazing roles in a lot of movies the last couple of years. So I think he was due for it, actually. So no, I don't think he was snubbed.
So should celebrities' relationships stay private because 2 people got caught and on a date at the Golden Globes last night?
I got you, brother. Anthony and Roxy, how you guys doing tonight? Amazing. We gotta ask you, are you guys officially dating? Are you able to tell us anything?
There you go. She's my date for the evening.
You guys look amazing together.
Thank you, brother.
Y'all go way back, right?
We go back almost 20 years.
So how did this happen? You know, we want to know.
Friends are always friends.
Friends are always friends?
Yeah.
Okay, I love it. Thank you.
All right, brother. Have a good night, baby.
You
Happy
too.
New Year to you. Thank you.
Do y'all feel like the cameraman was wrong?
I mean, they're on a public sidewalk.
Yeah, and it's what he doing for a living. You know they're gonna be out there. This ain't his first time going to an award show. You know these people gonna be out here. You notice what they doing. They probing into your life. You showed up. So yeah, nah, they ain't wrong. You know what's gonna happen when you show up.
I would have had a problem with the way he's answering, whether or not we're dating. Like, it almost like he's ashamed. Like, you're ashamed that we're like, no, man. If you can't say what we are, that's a problem. It's an awkward situation, but at the same time, if you're going to such a big deal out in public, you should have had this talk beforehand. You obviously are going to be asked, what are you? And he's like, friends will be friends.
And he got a lot of money. He could tell her. He could tell all his other bitches to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit.
Well, speaking of getting exposed, Offset got exposed by Selena Powell.
And he told me that he was gonna when he sees Stefan, he's gonna shoot him in his knee and strip him and rob him.
If I catch Buddy and I can catch him, it's gonna be bad.
You
So I
wanna beat
think
him
she
up?
on some beat, strip, shot in the knee, all type of shit. See, I wasn't on his
Shot
ass.
in the knee.
Crackhead.
Yeah,
We
and
knew that, though. He
said
twins to
that
her.
Stefan went to the hospital when she gave birth and was only there for a few hours because when they were signing the birth certificate, the nurse told her like, yeah, because you're legally married, it has to be Offset's name or your name, and so he got mad. Like last name, and he got mad and abandoned her for like 3 days. That they're not even good. Yeah.
What?
That's what he told me.
I know the girls definitely have to know all of this that's going on. Mia, you heard about this?
And that's true. And if you were legally married to someone else and you give birth, 9 times out of 10, if your husband's name is like default on the birth certificate, unless other like specifications were made. But I like Cardi because I think she's funny. I know she's an industry plant. I know her BBL probably smells stanky as fuck, but she is so funny. She is just gutter trash, and she is so funny, and I love that about her, and I feel like it's her best quality. However, I just love how she left Offset and then got with Offset 2.0, like King Kong version, like somebody that was way worse, because Offset might have cheated on her, but he never had no outside babies. So, like, I don't understand why she left him, because at least he was rapping it when he was doing that. Like, I mean, Stefan has had like 5 kids in the last year. Half of them have been on Cardi, and allegedly he was beating up the chef or some shit like that. So, I mean,
I just hate it. I just hate it. Like, dudes go out and get all this money and they go meet these downright despicable, ain't shit ass bitches. You know what I'm saying? Ex-stripper, used to drug and rob niggas, and you want to marry her and make her your wife. And that's just who she is. That's her character. And then the problem with Offset is you want to go beat up and shoot Stephon Diggs and go to prison so this bopper could keep bopping. You know what I'm saying? What you think? She's gonna find the next nigga and she is gonna set up shop, and you're gonna be in jail looking like a goofy. You should be out here trying to get some straightening about your nephew or something like it. Like, I can't.
I'm gonna play the other clip. I'm gonna let Skeptic respond.
What?
Okay.
Think shit sweet. Don't think it's sweet. Shit ain't sweet, mama. On my mama, it ain't. My mama, you think you seen something every time? Why did?
Skeptic, I know you secretly hood, so I know you heard about it. What's your take on this?
I don't understand why that girl's even talking. Like, it's none of her business. She's over here talking about his wife. Like, you the side piece. He don't even claim you. He had to record him while he was sleeping and post proof that you actually were with him, because he contradicts you all the time. Like, it's the person who's coming out with the information that's like, if I were her, I would just stop talking, because she makes herself look crazy. At least Cardi has the title wife. At least he got down on one knee and wanted to make things work. The other girl, I'm like, hoes will be hoes, because what are you talking about? You're not even in this situation. You not even a side piece. You an unclaimed woman out here in everyone else's business. And I will say, people can change. I feel like people can have a different life. You can live differently and decide to make different choices. I think that men that have so much availability to women have a hard time being faithful. And I think that women have to understand that, like, if you're going to go into this life, it's going to be hard for you to try and like make him do things. He's not going to do anything you want him to do. And I don't think you should force somebody. So I think that Cardi B it was a healthy choice to move on from Offset, but I don't think she's doing any better with, Stephon Diggs. Like, they had a video that was like, what would be that one teammate that you wouldn't want your sister to be with? And everyone said him. And I was like, that's a red flag, girl. Red flag. I don't think she makes good choices when it comes to men. But I mean, good luck to you. I don't know. He needs to move on. It seems like he's still stuck on her and she's trying to move on.
She drugged and robbed men, Skeptic. I think she the bad choice.
I
think she the bad choice. She is not. She's the bad choice.
But
She's
the thing
just
about
got
it is,
fame now, fame and money. She's still a scripper project, bitch.
but
just with a lot of money.
They both are coming from rough backgrounds. Like, I know women that have done some crazy stuff, but then they like, I don't know. They're not in survival mode, and I feel like they have changed, but I don't know because I'm not in relationships with them. I just believe people can change if they want to.
Yeah, she's just not one of them. They're both bad people. Neither one of them are like faithful, committed, loving people. At least they could have kept that riffraff in the house with each other if they so decided. Now it's all over the streets.
Right, though? I mean, Offset, I think they're both like POSs. I think they're both terrible people, but like at least Offset like semi tried to hide the cheating. He never really had a baby on her. I mean, he was in the home with the kids. Now she's with Stephon. Those kids don't see Offset. Stephon don't see the baby. I mean, and then he has like 2 other women that are allegedly pregnant, plus like the 50,000 other ones that just gave birth, plus the litigation with the chef that he had living in his house. So he had a girlfriend that was a chef living in his house, is what we're going to call it. Because last
time, a BBL too.
She had a BBL too.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously these men all have a type, but all of it is just like buffoonery. And to be honest, I feel bad for the kids because I'm sure they're going to be fine. I mean, they have tutors, they have everything they need, but at the same time, it's like they are surrounded by buffoons. Mom's boyfriend's a buffoon. Dad's a buffoon. Grandma's a buffoon. Auntie's a buffoon. Mom's a buffoon. Nanny's probably a buffoon too. I mean, these poor kids are surrounded by nothing but buffoonery.
It's crazy, right, Mia? Because they both are out here like hanging out with like certified hoes. Like that chick Selena Powell, like is a documented, you know what I'm saying, bopper. Like, so Offset got the same, him and Cardi got the same type. They might as well have stayed together.
You make a good point, Doc. I'll be honest with you because you're right about that. It's almost like they switched each other for each other, but differently. Yeah. It's like you might as well. But again, I don't know. I feel like people sometimes make quick decisions. They don't think long term. Like the whole pregnancy, from what my husband says, he's like, that's over with. You can't take her back after she has a baby on you. Like, it's like a thing for men. And I was like, but if it was the other way around, a woman could take a man back even if he had a baby with someone else. But according to a man, that's a no-go.
See, for me, I'm the opposite because once that happened, I'm doing whatever I want to do. I'm just starting arguments for no reason. I'm just flipping stuff over. Like, what you say? You have complete control at that point, right?
She'll come home, the whole script club would be in here. I'm talking about watching the kids and all. You got to quit playing like.
That's leverage.
I will say though, in Cardi's defense, she's a hard worker. I follow her on Instagram and she stays working. Out of the 2 of them, she is consistently the only one that stays making money. She is a hard worker. She's constantly doing something. She's constantly in her entrepreneur shoes. So at least the kids that they have together are going to be okay. I have to give her some credit because she is constantly doing shit. She's not just home. She's constantly doing stuff. So at least she's working.
Ratchet hoes got more money than hood rat niggas, Mia. That's why Cardi makes more money.
Because she's an
Ratchet,
entrepreneur. She had
no
her
Ratchet.
stripper heels on, and now
She's
she
about
just
her bag.
has a BBL.
She's their dream because she only put out one album in like 7 years.
But she just released one in 2025.
That's the
right?
only one in the last 7 years.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But
You
she's had a lot of
she's way
singles.
better. She's way better than Offset.
Yeah, because ratchet hoes have more money than hood rat broke niggas.
Nah, I actually did a song with Cardi B producer. So, but he claims that he was the person behind it. But that's a story for later. But this is football season, so this is the biggest question about football: is it scripted?
Does the NFL really give you a script? See, now you done put me in a hard place because I know I'm not even supposed to answer this. But yeah, so they at least gave me a script. I don't want to speak for nobody else. I don't want to speak for the team, but they gave me a script. And unfortunately, when I read it, during camp, I'm like, bro, we can only win 3 games. Like, I was pissed about that. So yeah, like when I seen that script, I was definitely mad because I knew what was going to happen all season, man. I hate when they do that. Tell us what to do, what's going to go on, how the season's going to go, because they're like, yeah, man, you got to pack your bags up early, Cancun, Cabo, whatever it is. But, here's the script, bro.
Nora and Slim try to say the NFL was scripted because all the refs go to the same school. But Doc, what you think? Is the NFL scripted?
Yeah, I think the NFL is scripted for sure. And somebody was telling me something one time. I don't know if it's scripted, but I think manipulating the guys who are lower on the depth chart is an easy thing. Because somebody was showing me, like, just even with like the betting in the NBA and stuff like that, they were saying the way kickoffs and stuff are constructed, if you just pay one rookie who's barely making any money $100,000 every game and tell him to go out of his lane on the kickoff, at some point it's going to affect the game, because that's how impactful it is in football for you to be in your position. So they can manipulate it with just 1 or 2 people. They don't have to have everybody in on it. They can manipulate the game with 1 or 2 key people. The safety, hey, come down and let somebody go over the top. You know what I mean? And then it's a touchdown. So they can manipulate the games with just 1 player, just 2 players. So I think it is because of how much money is in the betting and how much money is the owners get off of the endorsements and beer and all of these people who are putting money in the NFL, that they have to have some of the right teams there for it to make sense financially.
For sure. And that's why Antonio Brown threw his jersey off and ran out, because they get a bonus if they get a certain amount of yards, a certain amount of touchdowns. Skeptic, I know you play fantasy football, so do you think that the NFL is scripted?
I want a refund if it is scripted. Because what do you mean it's scripted? I feel like that type of, I don't know, sport, like I used to play sports. I just feel like it would be hard, like, because the game kind of goes, it's kind of like soccer. It'd be hard to like script soccer unless you're just purposely trying to lose, and then it'd look crazy. I mean, I don't know if it is or isn't scripted, but even if it was scripted, I feel like it'd be hard to keep control over a game that's kind of like one touchdown can completely change the whole course of the game, right? Or like if you miss a punt, like now you've completely changed everything. So I feel like it'd be hard to script, but I'd like to know like how it's scripted. But I mean, I can see both arguments. I guess if you can get a couple players to play a certain way, you could probably lose the game.
They caught some people gambling for sure. But Mia, do you think the NFL is scripted?
I don't know about like full scripted, but I definitely think there's a manipulation there. We're talking about a group of 20 men, all billionaires, all playing against each other, all have a lot of money to lose, a lot of money to win. Rich people don't like to lose, and rich people will do whatever it takes to stay rich and to keep getting more money. So I definitely think there is manipulation in it. I mean, nobody likes to lose, so I don't want to say it's scripted, but How many times have we seen refs go to jail, not go to jail, but get penalized, get kicked out? I mean, how many times have refs made really bad calls where we can see on the TV, everybody's like, what are you talking about? Even the announcers are like, what's going on? Why are you calling this? I feel like they subtly do their manipulation because they are reading from some sort of script. Because again, we have a bunch of billionaires that are controlling the show and they want it to go the way they want it to go.
If you're watching right now, hit that subscribe button and press that notification bell. Know we go live. Great show, guys. Very chill night. Skeptic, what's your final thoughts?
Yeah, follow me on TikTok. I want to say I'm about to hop on a live tonight. We're going to be talking about the ICE raids, and I've heard a couple of people that I know that live in Minnesota just give the sentiment of what Minnesota is going through, and just know that a lot of us here in America also share that sentiment. I think that the federal government is overstepping, and if the state and the citizens do not want ICE in there, I think that they should leave. I think they're terrorizing communities, and I think that they are, they are breaking the law. I think that ICE should be removed. As an entity itself, I'm older than ICE. ICE was created in 2003. So I want to say that, I'm not seeing how this is a positive thing on Americans. And Minnesota, we are with you. I can't believe the videos that are going on. Like, I've seen multiple people being dragged. I'm talking American citizens. And I think we have to wake up to what's actually going on in this country. It's scary to me. It's a whole regime going on. And if we don't do anything about it, our country's going to collapse.
Mia, what's your final thoughts?
Great episode, super chill. Happy Monday, everybody. And I guess I have a different take than Skeptic. I'm more or less, it's not my monkeys, not my circus. I want nothing to do with it. I'm not being pepper sprayed or having anything done to me. You know why? Because I'm fucking home. And I think a lot of Americans need to understand, I mean, you're not going to win every fight. You're not going to win every battle. And sometimes it's best if things aren't your business and it doesn't pertain to you to stay home for your safety. Think of your children, think of your family. Sometimes it's not really worth it. There are people out there that have a reason to be protesting ICE, but 99.9% of you do not. Don't be crazy. Don't be stupid. Try to make it home to your family. And remember, you still have rent, bills, and mortgage to pay, unless you're a paid propagandist. But other than that, stay home, don't get pepper sprayed, and don't get shot.
Dot, what's your final thoughts?
Please do the complete opposite of what Mia said. I find so much entertainment when I scroll through these clips online. These crazy people out here in the streets. But there are two women owners in football. Jim Irsay passed and left the coach to his daughter. Offset and Cardi, y'all need to work it out if y'all watching, man. Come on, y'all the same person. We believe in you. Be a hot mess together. I'm curious. I'm about to do a little bit more research into some of this Federal Reserve stuff. Even though I know Trump's going at them for his personal reasons, I just want to take a deeper dive into what's probably going on and what the discrepancies are as far as a lot of what Skeptic said about those loans being due on some of those places. And I want to take a look into what Trump said about changing credit card interest rates and some of those other things. So everyone, do your own homework. Have a great night, man cave.
For sure. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about should Pam Bundy be fired. This was a fun, chill night. We do this every Monday through Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. Keep rocking with us, Man Cave. Have a good night.
Family, we want to take a moment and speak directly to you. What we're building here with the new party is more than just content. It's more than commentary. It's a community, a space for independent voices, honest conversations, and people who are tired of being talked at instead of talked with. Right now, we're raising funds for something very special. Our new party, Castrith. An in-real-life content experience coming April 2026. This trip allows us to bring the team together in person. Many of us who have only worked virtually to create real, high-quality, Independent media. Media that isn't funded by corporations. Media that isn't controlled by political parties. Media that answers only to the people. Our goal is $5,000, and every dollar goes directly toward hotel accommodations for the team, food and travel necessities, studio and production space, so we can bring you even better content. Your donation isn't just helping us travel, it's helping us continue. It's helping us stay independent. It's helping us grow. And it's helping us build something that lasts. Right. By the end of this year, our dream is to host a watch party, bringing the team together and opening the doors to the public. Donations like this make that possible. They help turn an online movement into a real-world community. We truly look forward to meeting all of you one day. But for now, we're incredibly excited to finally meet each other, to strengthen this team, too, and to bring you even more meaningful, powerful content. If you believe in independent media, if you believe in community over corporations, if you believe voices like ours deserve a seat at the table, please consider donating to our GoFundMe, becoming a member, or supporting us by buying merch. No contribution is too small. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you for believing in us, for rocking with us, and for helping the new party continue to grow. We couldn't do this without you.